Welcome, race fans, here to the Subway Firecracker 250, race number 15 of the NASCAR Xfinity Series here at Daytona. After what's been a long break on this channel, about 2 weeks of inactivity, we are back here in action, getting ready to go green in the Subway Firecracker 250. To kick off the 4th of July weekend, we have the NASCAR Xfinity Series here for race number 15, and tomorrow we will have the NASCAR Spring Up Series for the Coke Zero 400. But right now, we are here for the, like we said, the Xfinity Series, and we have the number 7 of Regan Smith on the pole in the Fire Alarm Chevrolet, alongside the number 1 of Elliott Sadler for Rouse. Row 2, we have last year's winner of this race, the number 88 of Kasey Kahne, and the 98 of Trevor Bayne. Austin Dillon and Ty Dillon, who won this race, or who won at Daytona earlier this year, will roll off 6. David Reagan, Ryan Reed, Brian Scott, and teammate Brendan Gaughan make up your top 10. We had a total of 44 entries, and only 40 made the field.
Start your engines!
And now, down below, you should be seeing your starting grid roll across your screen. So, trying something new with the starting grid, so you should be seeing the starting grid go by. Like we said, 40 entries here for 25 laps of racing here at Daytona. Regan Smith won the season opener right here last year. Elliott Sadler won Talladega last year. Kasey Kahne won this exact race 1 year ago. Trevor Bayne, the 2011 Daytona 500 champion. Austin Dillon, the 2014 Daytona 500 pole sitter. And Ty Dillon, who won Daytona earlier this year. David Reagan won here in the Cup Series a couple of years ago, and Ryan Reed and Brian Scott still looking for their first career wins in these series. And Brendan Gaughan will complete your top 10. Also in the field, we have the 22 of Joey Logano, the 54 driven by Matt Kenseth. We have a brand new team in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, the number 66. That'll be driven by Benny Gordon tonight. Your points standings, I actually made a mistake after Chicago. Darrell Wallace Jr. and Chase Elliott are actually tied now for the points lead. After a bad run at Chicago, Elliott lost a point lead and what was a pretty good gap on Darrell Wallace Jr. Now they are tied, and now they have a 34-point lead on Brian Scott and a 35-point lead on Elliott Sadler. So right now, the top 4, any of the top 4 could leave here as the point leader. Regan Smith, Ty Dillon, Ryan Reed, Daniel Suarez, Chris Buescher, and Brendan Gaughan, your top 10. So you probably already saw your starting grid. Going green this time by. Tomorrow, the Cup guys, or tomorrow night, the Cup guys will be racing to fight for themselves a spot in this year's chase. But tonight, it is the Xfinity Series, and they will come down to the green flag, and Regan Smith and Elliott Sadler gets us underway in the Subway Firecracker 250. The inside lane gets a great jump. Regan Smith and Kasey Kahne, the 2 Jenny Motorsports cars, gets going. Ty Dillon now in the middle, leads the 2 Fords up top. Elliott Sadler and Trevor Bayne. Getting down into turn 1, Smith with Kahne behind him. Austin Dillon and David Reagan. Brian Scott and Joey Logano on the inside lane, and Trevor Bayne falling back with no help on the outside lane. A 25-lap race getting underway here. And Smith and Kahne right now first and second, but here comes the 33 of Austin Dillon on the inside of Kasey Kahne. And he's going to have a run on Smith, but he can't make a move. The 7 comes down, blocks the inside lane, and at least his teammate Kasey Kahne falling back on the outside lane. But Dillon now second. And here comes Dillon's teammate, Ryan Scott, in the 2 car to the inside of David Reagan. So the 2 RCR cars teaming up, and they are heading towards the front, breaking up the Jenny Motorsports party of Kasey Kahne and Regan Smith. Austin Dillon on the inside, Brian Scott the second, and here comes another RCR car, Brendan Gaughan, in that 62 car. It's been a while since I've recorded a race, so I apologize if my commentary is not that great. It's been about 2 weeks since I've last recorded a race. And now we have Brendan Gaughan in the middle as Chris Buescher, who really needs a good run. That 60 car is showing a lot of speed, but just not in the finishes to show for it. But now Buescher on the inside of Gaughan and Scott. Close racing. How about that 43 car on the inside lane? That's Dakota Armstrong having a great run. He won the pole for this race 1 year ago after qualifying rained out. After the qualifying was rained out. Now Busher and Larson first and second, with Armstrong continuing to make moves on the inside lane. That is the 54 behind him. That is Matt Kenseth driving that 54 car. This is a one-race deal for Matt, as this is the first time we have seen Kenseth drive this 54 car, as Armstrong going for the lead. But now Kenseth makes it 3 wide. He dives to the inside, and he has help from the number 3 of Ty Dillon. Remember, Ty Dillon won this race in the spring with Chris Buescher finishing second, and I believe it was Justin Marks who finished third in that race. We've had a lot of cars fall off pace. Peyton Sellers and Joey Gase, I believe they may have made contact or something, because they have really fell off pace. And now our leaders will catch the 52 of Joey Gase. First guy who will run up on the leader, or on the slower car, is Matt Kenseth in the 54, Ryan Reed, Trevor Bain, Chase Elliott, Elliott Sadler. There's Peyton Sellers, Alex Kennedy, Mike Harmon, Jason Bowles. They have all lost the draft, and here comes Kenseth on the inside. Able to get by Trevor Bain. Ryan Reed gets by on the outside lane, but Bain trying to get by on the inside. The middle lane, the lane is the lane that's getting held up. That's Logano, Gunn, Suarez, Smith, Dillon, and Townley. Some guys are able to get by Kenseth and Reed, the first two to get by. There's Darrell Wallace Jr., Ty Dillon, and Dakota Armstrong. Chris Buescher, Trevor Bain, Chase Elliott, Casey Kanan, Elliott Sadler, your top 10. David Reagan, Kyle Larson, Brian Scott. And here comes the 2 RCR cars right up against the wall, but then Gase trying to come up and block them. Last ones to get by will be Daniel Suarez and Regan Smith, but it's going to get even more worse, as they're going to be catching that 97 of Peyton Sellers. The next car to go 1 lap down. Suarez still stuck behind the 52 of Joey Gase, but he finally gets away. E52 of Joey Gase. Here they come. They're now catching the 97, and Ryan Reed gets out in front of the field. He's now your leader with Dakota Armstrong in second. Casey Kane third. David Reagan fourth. Now as he makes a move on the inside lane, Chase Elliott in the 9 is there. And this is what Logano and Gunn and all these guys back here like Regan Smith need. They need these guys to get held up again. But as they're getting held up, Ryan Reed, Armstrong, and Kane are pulling away with Chase Elliott and David Reagan and Brian Scott. So the top 6 get away, as the next car to go a lap down would be the 19 of Alex Kennedy. And side by side for the lead, Dakota Armstrong on the inside of Ryan Reed. Some of these guys have never been to victory lane in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Led to 16 to 43 in the 2 car. Brian Scott pushing your point leader Chase Elliott, pushing his teammate Casey Kane to the lead. So far, we have yet to see a yellow flag, but the way these guys are racing around these slower cars, I expect one to be happening very soon. And as you see, the 18 of Suarez has caught all these guys like Logano and Gunn, who still hold up behind the 97 of Peyton Sellers. So now we got 38 cars on the lead lap, with about to be 37 as they are catching the 19 of Kennedy. And now up front is the number 2 of Brian Scott, the 20 of David Reagan on the inside. In that 20 car, Ryan Reed makes a 3 wide on Dakota Armstrong. And the outside lane will be the preferred lane as Scott and Elliott gets by. And now Alex Kennedy holding up the inside lane. David Reagan, Ryan Reed. This has got to be so annoying, because you would think these cars would try to get out of the way, either right up against the wall or right below that yellow line. But Kennedy, he's not even trying to get out of the way. He's just driving wherever he wants to go, really. Now holding up Chris Buescher, Suarez, Logano. I mean, this is really ridiculous right here. And Peyton Sellers has even been able to hang up in this pack as well in that 97 car. Here's J.J. Yaley back here, Blake Cook, Chastain, Gerhardt, Lanny Castle, Harrison Rhodes, Timmy Hill, Kel Conley. There's Martin Roy, Benny Gordon. This is the new car in the series, that number 66. There's Eric McLaurin, Mark Thompson in that 55, the ARCA veteran in the ARCA Racing Series. And then the next car to get by, or get light, would be the 13 of Jason Bowles and the 74 of Mike Harmon. And now up front, Chase Elliott and Brian Scott, side by side for the lead. The guy who is first and third in points. And then you got David Reagan and Casey Kane, Ty Dillon, your top 5. Armstrong, Larson, Kenseth, Reed, and Darrell Wallace Jr. now your top 10. All these guys have been able to get around the 19 of Alex Kennedy, the 97 of Peyton Sellers, and the number 52 of Joey Gates. But we have another car going a lap down. The 15 is on pit road. The 15 is Scott Legacy Jr. and he is on pit road, possibly as issues takes out the number 15 Rickworth Racing Team. And look at the gap the top 2 has on 3rd place. Chase Elliott now gets by the 2 of Brian Scott, coming out turn number 4. We are coming to 15 laps remaining here at Daytona. Matt Kenseth third, Darrell Wallace Jr. and the 20 of David Reagan. Now top 5 as Trevor Bain has gotten in the mix in that 98 car. Austin Dillon, Regan Smith. Now lined up on the inside lane, Kyle Larson in the middle. But they are really slowly catching the top 2 cars. You can see the difference in speed, 185 to 189. Separates the top 2 in 3rd place, Matt Kenseth. And the 15 of Scott Legacy is still on pit road. He is yet to get moving. Possibly more than a tire going down. And here comes the run for Kenseth. Catching the number 2 of Brian Scott and the 9 of Chase Elliott. But don't look fast. Here comes these 2 more slower cars. Jason Bowles and Mike Harmon. Side by side for the lead. Kenseth and Brian Scott. Austin Dillon on the inside with his brother Ty pushing them. And here they are. They are going to come and catch the slower cars once again, and that will give way to the number 2 of Brian Scott, the 9 of Chase Elliott, and the 7 of Regan Smith, and even the 54 Kenseth. But no, Bowles comes out the track and blocks the 54, and now he blocks the 7 of Regan Smith. These lap cars are really being a pain in the ass to our drivers. It's like they're doing it on purpose because they did not want to get out of the way. So now we have the number 2 of Brian Scott, who once again is able to get out of the mess, along with the number 9 of Chase Elliott. And the 54, Matt Kenseth, Darrell Wallace Jr., and Elliott Sadler are top 5. Now Austin Dillon, Ty Dillon, Dakota Armstrong getting by the number 74, Mike Harmon. And these guys don't even know what to do. And the inside lane gets going. As the 74, both the 74 and the 13 got on the outside lane. There's Regan Smith getting by. That's got to get by as he's 62 of Brendan Gaughan. And now we got the 15 coming off pit road. So Legacy Jr. had lost 4 laps. Back here, Peyton Sellers racing the 2 of the JD Motorsports cars, Ross Chastain and Lanny Castle. Blake Cook and the 26, that's the 28 of J.J. Yaley. And the 85 of Bobby Gerhardt, a 9-time winner here in the ARCA Racing Series at Daytona. Timmy Hill, 28th. Harrison Rhodes, Kel Conley. And there's Legacy Jr. right now, 5 laps off the pace from your leaders. The top 2 were able to pull away, but once again, it's Chase Elliott and Brian Scott leading the field. Elliott Sadler and Darrell Wallace Jr. your top 4th, Kenseth in 5th. Now, because we have no more lap traffic for a while, the next guy to go lap down would be the 15 Legacy or the 55 of Mark Thompson. We should be the field should be getting close together once again, just a couple of laps. Right now we have a 21 car battle, 21 car pack right up here. Elliott Sadler. Laps are winding down. There'll be 10 to go next time by for Sadler. Darrell Wallace Jr., Ty Dillon, and that 43. What a great run for that number 43 of Dakota Armstrong. No doubt his best run of his career right now. Can he hang on and possibly still win here at Daytona? There's Scott and Elliott falling back on the outside lane as the top 12 have been able to catch the leaders. And now Ryan Reed, Daniel Suarez, Trevor Bain, Regan Smith, Chris Buescher, John West Townley, Jeremy Clements, Ryan Sieg, and Brendan Gaughan. And we have one car in the grass. The number 20 of David Reagan gets turning. He is spinning in the grass. Caution will come out. No, it does not. By the 22 of Joey Logano. And the number 20 of David Reagan spins out. Falls off pace, but no caution. Let's go back and see what happened real quickly to Logano and David Reagan. Logano trying to make it 4 wide on David Reagan, but luckily the two guys spins into the grass and the infield grass. Logano barely misses the inside wall. They are able to drive away. But look at all the time they lost. They are 22nd and 23rd. But Reagan is about to be swallowed up by these slower cars. David Starr, not necessarily slower cars, but cars that lost the draft. David Starr, J.J. Yaley, Chastain, Cook, and Logano. They'll probably catch him as well, as they are now catching the 19 once again, Alex Kennedy. And the guys getting through: Ty Dillon, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Casey Kane, and Austin Dillon. Ryan Scott, Matt Kenseth, Chris Buescher, Trevor Bain, and Ryan Reed. So right now, Elliott is up here in the lead pack running third, and Darrell Wallace Jr. getting held up by the 19 of Kennedy. He is all the way back here in around 19th, 20th place, so tough break for the number 6, but he still has a lot of racing left to go here at Daytona. 8 to go at Daytona. Kyle Larson now up in front of the field with Elliott and Austin Dillon. Could Ty Dillon possibly sweep the season here at Daytona? Then you got Casey Kane, Austin Dillon, and Kyle Larson, who will be running in tomorrow's Cup Series race tomorrow night. So it's Kenseth in that 54 car, Trevor Bain in the 98, Ryan Scott in the 2. But right now, a great run for John West Townley right now. He had a great run going at Texas earlier this year. Had a great run going there, up inside the top 5. He's right now 11th on the track with Dakota Armstrong, Brendan Gaughan, Regan Smith, and Clements, Suarez, Sieg, Darrell Wallace Jr., Sadler, and Logano. Right now we have 34 cars on the lead lap, as the 22 of Logano will catch the slower 19 of Alex Kennedy. And Kennedy is like 20 miles per hour slower than guys like David Reagan, or probably even more, if it's one of our leaders. And then now here they are catching a lot more slower cars. We have the 15 of Legacy, 90 of Martin Roy, Mark Thompson, Benny Gordon. All these guys are holding up the leaders, refusing to get out of the way. And Elliott has been the guy who's really been good at getting by some of these slower cars. Seems like these guys are letting them down and chase Elliott go with this. It's like they're holding up everybody else though. And that will allow the leaders to close in once again, but a lot more lap traffic to deal with. Legacy Jr. goes a 6th lap down, but Elliott gets away in the 9. Casey Kane gets through. He'll be 2nd. Now this is where a crash will be easily bound to happen, because we're now almost under 5 to go, and we got guys trying to go left and right, trying to get around these slower cars like McClure, like Thompson, like Martin Roy and Benny Gordon. This right here could really ruin somebody's shot at a championship, because guys are just refusing to get out of the way and not letting our leaders race. As they're all trying to wreck each other back here, your top 2 are racing for the lead. Teammates Chase Elliott and Casey Kane. And the next guy to go lap down would be the 52 of Joey Gase and Kel Conley. They're right now coming off turn 2. We're just now heading into turn 1. Ty Dillon gets through. He is now 3rd. Chris Buescher and Matt Kenseth, Larson, Reed, they have all gotten through. And All these guys back here are still stuck in behind. Benny Gordon and Mark Thompson, Regan Smith, Trevor Bain, Darrell Wallace Jr., Austin Dillon, Brian Scott, and right up ahead, I mean, they're just unbelievable what they're doing. And we're about to catch some more cars as the top three trying to stay away from everybody else. Ty Dillon, Chase Elliott, and Casey, we got trouble in the back. Brendan Gonrick and this will be the race for the win right here. Ty Dillon in the 3. Wreck in the back. Caution is out. This will be the race for the win. Casey Kane, he has to get down and get to that 3 of Ty Dillon, but I think that 3 car is going to win this race. Casey Kane gets to run, and here he comes to the inside. 3 wide for the race lead. Casey Kane on the inside. Ty Dillon, Chase Elliott side by side for the lead. Casey Kane got a great run off turn 2. The momentum went to the 88. He went to the inside to get around the 3 of Ty Dillon. They're coming down towards the line. Matt Kinsler fighting on the inside. Casey Kane will win at Daytona. Casey Kane wins the Subway Firecracker 250 here at Daytona after a crash occurs, which takes out one of our Xfinity regulars and championship contenders, Brendan Gaughan, in the 62. Let's go back and see what happened to Brendan Gaughan. And it's like Brian Scott and Dakota Armstrong are also involved. Brian Scott, he is third in points, right behind Darrell Wallace Jr. He's very fortunate to get away, but look at this. Gaughan in the fence, Brian Scott involved, John West Townley, Dakota Armstrong. I believe the 62 gets the worst of it. That should be the 2 of Brian Scott because he loses the most time. Brian Scott is, I believe, able to get by Brendan Gaughan, maybe? No? Well, yeah, he does, but he loses a lot more time than these other cars. So right now, Brian Scott is being shown 24th right now. So Casey Kane, Matt Kenseth, Ty Dillon, Chris Buescher, and Kyle Larson, that is right now your top 5 as the way things look right now. And the 62 of Brendan Gaughan has took his car behind the wall, so Brendan is not going to finish this race. Like, it looks like he'll probably be the only car not finishing the race. Flag this time by, it looks like Brendan Gaughan will probably finish 38th. As Casey Kane trying to go back-to-back wins in the Subway Firecracker 250. He won this race 1 year ago after the last lap pass off turn 4. This time it will end in the caution after he made a last lap pass off turn 2. Casey Kane, for the 2nd year in a row, is going to win the July race at Daytona in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. The 4th win for the number 88 team, and the 1st for Casey Kane. He wins at Daytona. Matt Kenseth, his first race in his 54 car. 2nd place, Ty Dillon, Chris Buescher, and Kyle Larson in the top 5. What a great race here at Daytona, but we're going to see, that's not all. We're going to see a lot more of that tomorrow in the Cup race. That is your official results here. Ron Reed, Chase Elliott, Regan Smith, Trevor Bain, and Darrell Wallace Jr. Great round for Ryan Sieg and Jeremy Clements up inside the top 15. And David Story getting a top 20. And we saw Logano and Reagan. They had issues late in the race. 29 guys will finish on the lead lap. And Brendan Gaughan, the only guy who does not finish the race, and he will finish 39th. Not even sure if Brendan Gaughan will be able to be in the top 12, the top 10 points out of this race. But that is all here from Daytona. Next weekend, the NASCAR Xfinity Series will be live from the Kentucky Speedway, as the All 3 Series will be racing from Kentucky next weekend. But tomorrow, the Coke Zero 400 from Daytona, as the Cup guys will continue to try to fight to make the chase. We will see you tomorrow night for the Cup race. But until then, congrats to Casey Kane as he is your winner of the Subway Firecracker 250.